I will not speak with you! Trespasser!
Get out of here! You have to get out! I'll stop you! I will!
Father wanders, seeking me, trapped within my web. All is as it should be. Why must you interfere? She needs him too. Part of him. The good part. She will not easily release it. No. It is time for you to go now.
As you wish.
Very well. No more illusions. Now we meet face to face. You see my true form, and stand in my domain. It is here I am most powerful. And yet I have no wish. Perhaps we should converse instead? Ah, good. I prefer reasonable negotiation whenever possible. Your goal is for me to release the boy's soul. Is that right? What if you could persuade me to leave voluntarily? No fuss, no bloodshed. So you will at least consider it? Let me make a proposition, then. I abandon the boy. For now. But I retain the contract he and I made. And many years from now, I may return and claim what is mine. This will be long after whatever you want is done. In exchange, I will provide something of value to you. Something you desire. What say you? A bargain struck is a bargain kept. Such is our way. I have had my fun in the living world. If I leave, you could tell anyone you've slain me. Even the boy himself would believe it. He will grow and become a mage, mighty and wise. But when I return, his soul would be mine. I offer much. Power, knowledge, pleasure. What is it you desire? Then it is a deal. I wish you luck.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training, once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things, should Eamon recover. I'm not sure how I will tell him of all this. Isolde is dead, yet her sacrifice saved their son. There is still the matter of Jowan. He performed the ritual and did not deceive us. In a way, he saved Connor's life even though he killed Isolde. I am unsure what to make of this. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think? You are a mage, and you know his faults better than anyone. I would trust your judgment. I would not trust him, but I would not presume to tell my brother what to do. Released? This mage is a Maleficar. Even if I ignore his crimes, I cannot simply unleash him on the land. Perhaps you are correct. But that is Eamon's decision. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. As odd as it may seem, the quest Isolde sent the knights on may be our only hope. We must find the Urn of Sacred Ashes. It has been... Eamon funded the research of a Denerim scholar, a brother... They were unable to find him. In desperation... Perhaps you could seek out the brother's home in Den... I must...
What do you wish of me?
You're the one who saved me. Oh, I wish Mother were here. Nobody will tell me how she died. They say I'll find out when I'm older.
Oh, there's so much to be cleaned up. Think about what happened here.
Let's get started. As you wish.
I hear you saved the Jarl's son. That's got to count for something. It's too bad Lady Isolde died. She was a decent sort, and the Jarl was sweet on her.
Horse. Indeed. What now?
It is good you resolved this demon business. Now we must either revive the Arl, or allow Ban Tegan to take his place.
You return. Might you have news? We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. Has time... Yes, but they are returning slowly. No doubt the war's progress, as well as the Darkspawn. Good luck. You return. Might you have news? What of him? He awaits my brother's decision on his fate. We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. Good luck.
It's too bad Lady Isolde died.
This should be easy.
Right.
Welcome back, Warden. As you can see, we've been busy. Clean. Also got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else. I thought about it, but I figured even if the truth is our family's belief that we were wronged, it gave us strength to make something of ourselves. King Arland sounded like a right nasty. Sophia was branded a traitor, but in spite of it all, I think she was a hero. We've a big family. When you... Hard to believe there were undead, demons, and worse around here, right?
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe. You let Lady Isolde sacrifice herself with blood magic. How could you do that? We could have gone to the Circle of Magi. This is the Arl's son we're talking about here. What do you think he'll say when we revive him? I just don't know how you could do it, how you could make that decision. I owe the Arl more than this. You're right. Oh, never mind.
Let's get started.
We will make good use of what you have brought us, Warden.
The Templars of the Chantry stand ready, Greywood. There are...
What do you wish of me? If you must. By others, do you mean yourself? Then I shall... What do you wish of me? If you must. Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I? What is it you ask? For many years In time, I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested. Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think, not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting? Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your cult. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without a... I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again. Yes? Let's ignore. Not that I lack a Well, let's get on with it.
Did you always live in an alienage? Was it very terrible? I have never been to the Denerim alien. In Orlais, most Alvan servants live in the homes of their masters, often in great wealth and luxury. I've known elven servants with servants of their own. A well-trained elven servant is highly valued in Orlais. They are nimble and dexterous, and many people find them pleasing to look at. No. Oh, my words were clumsily chosen. I did not mean to offend. I am sorry. Thank you.
Is there something you need? I will answer to the best of my ability.
Here I am. Oh, I swore to the crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret, and while...
What do you need? Ask away.
Yes. I am hardly surprised. Very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
Indeed, yes.
Horse, indeed.
Yes.
Once it drives, we're strong. We will be again one day.
You? Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount. I have a family full of traders living a soft life. I chose to learn the way of metal and stone. It keeps me strong. Indeed, I have spent my life. I learned all I could. Give me the finest metals and materials, and I can make wonders for you.
Right.
Destroy right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead.
What do you need?
This should be easy enough. I'll do it. On it.
So what do you think will happen to all those
Good
people
day.
we left behind in Lothering?
Some of them will find their way to Denerim. Many will die, as the Maker wills.
Don't you wish you could have stayed there? To help more people, I mean.
If the Blight isn't stopped, everyone will die.
The one...
Boast.
She... The V...
There's no veal in... You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Me too. I wonder why nobody ever taught me her version of the chant when I was a Templar.
Oh. Hello, dear. Can we help you?
What she means is, in Andraste's name, be welcome.
Stop correcting me! What would Andraste do? That's what you should be concerned with, I say. Andraste was no fuss budget. Praying for the good people of...
It's usual to recite the stanza.
But that's what I said. Tell you about the chart.
Sister, instructing the ignorant is a sacred duty.
Fine, then. What do you want to know? It's the 10th stanza from... Oh, you should have heard Brother Caedmon sing it, though. He had a voice like a bucket full of toad. It was tragic.
We don't speak of that.
He was in charge of the Lyrium storehouse. He took off all his clothes in the middle of the chant one summer. He tripped and fell into the vat of elderberry wine for the feast and drowned. We were 6 days drying him out for his cremation. He looked like a pickled egg. So, oh, there are some very...
Darkspawn were created by mankind's second sin, pride. Arrogance became a great caged beast in the lands of Tevinter, an emptiness that consumed all and could never be filled. To satisfy its hunger, the Mage Lords assaulted the Golden City, heart of all creation, to take the Maker's power for themselves.
Why does no one ever sing the good stanzas during chantry services anymore? They speak them. It's called the Chant of Light, not the Speech of Light.
Sister, would you kindly stop messing up the chant?
See how you like being interrupted?
Well, you get the general idea, I'm sure.
Yes and no, dear.
The official version of the chant does not speak of the elves. Some of the dissonant verses, however, do mention the disciple Shartan. The chant has changed over time. Some of the verses that were sung in the past were taken out. The Canticles of Shartan were stricken from the chant in the Glory Age. They are no longer sung, though scholars still sometimes read them. He was an elven disciple of the Prophet. A former slave like Andraste herself, he rallied his people against the Imperium. He was given to the flames alongside Our Lady. Divine Renata had the verses removed during the Exalted March on the Dales. Of course. The official Chant of Light is written in Tevinter, but it is translated into the languages of the believers. Some ideas are lost in the process of translation, and words take on unintended meanings. There's a dreadful pun in the Orlesian version in the Canticle of Threnodies, and languages are always changing. The chant must adapt if it is to be understood by...
All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring ham without provocation to the least of his
The deep dark before dawn. First light seems eternal, but know that the sun...
In the name of Andraste, while the cathedral is closed, if you need to make wedding or funeral arrangement...
Did some...
King Cailan died, remember? Along with most of the army at Ostagar? Maker guide them all.
That which you fear.
The death toll at Ostagar was... staggering. We've had a funeral every day for a lost son or daughter of Denerim.
Are they singing the chant?
He should have retired to Val Royeaux years ago, but he wanted to stay and serve the remainder of his days in his homeland. It's the Lyrium that does this. He wouldn't be a Templar.
Blessed are they who stand before the...
He doesn't forget who he is, even if he can't remember.
Strange that matters can be... Oh, my pardon. Just thinking aloud. Are you here for the Chantry's board? I am Sister... Pride again. It is hard to live up to the example of Andras. The archivist tends the books, and I tend the sacred relics. I also search for more to add to our collection, which is more difficult than it sounds. My thought exactly, but I'm perpetually amazed at how quickly people accept fantastic claims that a hawker on the street will claim to have an actual finger bone of Andraste. In this city alone, you could make the skeleton of 10 prophets from... Curators often accept them as genuine. I worry about the authenticity of even our most holy artifacts. When I was a curator of a much smaller chantry in Orlais, I thought that the life of the cloth is never an easy one, and that explanation always seemed hollow to me. Now we all want a personal connection to the Maker. We want to believe that what we hold in our hands is the actual... Faith is of the heart, not of the head. When the heart is ungoverned by reason, even false symbols have the power to inspire. But it seems well, there's one that perhaps you can understand my skepticism. So many claims. Certainly, but it's been lost for... The real ashes may still be hidden somewhere. Suffice it to say, I look for and
Magic exists to serve man and never...
Puppy!
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
I was getting to that part. Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken it.
Good to see you again.
As you wished.
My client appreciates...
You here to report another crime? Oh, can I help you, Warden? Your likeness was passed around to the senior guardsman at the palace. I must say, the sketch didn't do you much justice. Don't worry, even if I believed the official... If I asked my men to apprehend you, they'd all run and cry big sobby tears in their courtesans' bosoms and leave me all alone. Don't disturb the peace in the market, and that's well enough for me. The lower market isn't deemed... So when I finally get the new men I request, I get the delightful surprise of discovering their Lord Such-and-Such's illegitimate, untrained... But Lords keep... So I have a legion of bastards to protect the market from pickpockets, and Arl Howe's specially picked men are the worst of the lot. With the bastards, I just have to worry about dicing, the odd bit of drool, or yelling at them. But I swear, the Arl's men are more criminal than the miscreants we occasionally arrest. Some of them are the criminals we have to arrest. So if your lifeblood isn't draining in the gutters as we speak, don't bother What? I mean, I've got a pretty popular, If I send my boys in, someone might get, Maker forbid, hurt. And I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous. The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenary... I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose... Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy. Thank you, Ward.
They say you can get anything here. I once got pickpocketed.
Be careful with that package, you lazy slut. It's worth more than you'll make in 10 years.
Good day. Come, rest here. I have the finest selection of flowers. For you, perhaps? The oils are very relaxing in baths, no? I am from... This Denerim is a fine city, but I miss my Varroyo. She's quite beautiful this time of year. Orlais has many, many good things. My brother had trouble with a chevalier, and we departed shortly after. You know so little. The chevaliers are knights of the highest order. For their service, they're allowed privileges. They can do whatever they want to the lesser born. A chevalier, incensed, my brother hit him over the head with a pot. We left that very night and came here. That and some revere them for us, but others tread lightly. If you will... Or perhaps you tire of the smells of the... And smelling good is not. People judge with their noses as well as their ears, and... Perhaps you seek the arm of Smith Wade. Then to the south, he is... And if your thirst is strong, head to the north...
What is it? I have work to do. What does this say? Ah, I knew this. Well...
Dwarf, welcome, welcome. We sell only the strongest dwarven steel. In times like this, surely your group could use some extra protection on the road. I'll answer what I can, but my policy is not to sell things that don't belong to me. It's the capital of Ferelden, so... But the man who seems to be running the city guard is the new Arl Rendon Howe. Came in from somewhere up north. The Landsmeet's the big news. Every dusty noble estate in Denerim is airing its sheets, waiting for the Lord to ride into town. Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not concern you. Thank you and farewell.
On it.
Good day.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to... We have the finest armors in Denerim. Maybe in all of Ferelden. You're obviously not from around here.
That's not true, Heren. The dwarves are... These You never let me have the time.
Customers expect their armor in a timely fashion.
That happened once, just once, and you never let it drop. I am.
Wade owns the Emporium. Let's just say the Emporium has
But I do miss the good old days. I could really take my time to...
Oh, by all means, you can...
No. Sorry, Heren.
Hurry! Sorry, but he does...
And tell her I...
To tell me.
If you have coin, if not, move along. Too many refugees blocking customers. Better now with war and blight.
Another visitor, the Maestro. Enjoy. Master trade. My cousin and I have trade connections all along. Caesar handles the trade stock. I handle other affairs. Business deals, meetings. Caesar. No. It has been many, many years since I have seen. On the docks of Rialto, life is cheap. As cheap as the docks. You can live a longer life out here. And a wise man can make a comfortable fortune in time. Straightforward, predict. I'd take Darkspawn any day. At least you can... You've returned, Warden. I heard it in passing. It is said there are few secrets in the market. Aren't we all? I'm afraid my appetite for conversation has waned. We can talk.
I recognize you. From Ostagar. Andraste's blood. You're a Grey Warden. Duncan's apprentice. You killed my... So you would compound slander on top of treason? You dare smear Teyrn Loghain's word? I do not like your tone. I may regret this, but I could... Leave, Warden.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from... Orzammar. You won't find better. Dwarven craft. Fine dwarven craft.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule.
And after...
Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children.
As you wish.
Best be careful. Greetings, milady.
Message for you, milady. More things to...
By order of the new Earl of Denerim, no one is to enter the alienage. There's been an elven uprising. Nightfears even have the gall to attack the Jarl's only son. Killed him, with the whole Urian family dead. The regent appointed Rendon Howe of Amaranthine the new Earl of Denerim. It's a mess in there. When things are put back in order, now on you.
Yes? What are you doing here? Brother Genitivi? Why? His research? Ah, he was on the trail of the Urn of Sacred Ash. I haven't seen Brother Genitivi. I'm afraid something has happened. Genitivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger. Perhaps the urn has been lost. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genitivi and they too have disappeared. Well, they haven't returned and they sent no word either. I don't know. After what happened to Genitivi, can you Perhaps I am just a pessimist. I hope I am... No, don't ask me where they went. This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Kalinhard, investigating something in that area. I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn. Yes, of course he told me, but I also... That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genitivi told us... Told us? I mean, I gave you a chance.
Message for you, milady.
By order of the new Earl of Maker, don't be so. They now what?
Yes? What are you doing here? My name is Wayland. I'm the assistant of the scholar Brother Genitivi. This is his house. He's an eminent... When you first came in, I was hoping that you had news of Brother Genitivi. Wishful thinking, it seems. I haven't seen... I'm afraid something has happened. Genitivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger. Perhaps... I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not... Well, they haven't returned, and they sent no word either. Perhaps I am just a pessimist. I hope I am wrong. This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Kalinhard, investigating something in that area. I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn. Yes, of course he told me, but That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genitivi told us... told me... Us? I get...
something I can help with? Denerim is... She is Ferelden's heart. Her wall... Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind? Where did you hear this? And you believe not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards. Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are. No, in Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the Highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players. And I shouldn't I, after having spent most of my adult life as one? But does it really matter what I was? What's past is past. I found myself in Ferelden, and sheltered from... I like to see the Maker...
This should be easy enough.
There is no
Busy
fool
day today.
like a drunken fool, so Mother once told me, and 'tis still true.
My cousin was sent to Ostagar before the battle. I
My
hope
ship's
he's
nearly
alright.
over.
What can I get you, stranger? There's been tea and low. Anything else you need?
Huh?
I will never get over how quietly you are able to move.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
So you didn't sneak around when spying?
We all had different ways of doing things. Some preferred not to be seen at all, to cloak themselves in shadow and darkness. I realized that it is not such a bad thing to be seen, as long as you do not stand out and are quickly forgotten. I specialized in blending in, not drawing attention and looking
This
like
should be
I have
easy enough.
every right to be there. It is invisibility, but of another kind.
Ah, yes. But I heard you often used your targets. They'd remember you. Oh.
Dying while in the company of a lovely seductress. Tell me that isn't a good death.
Don't know if I should take you seriously. But you scare me sometimes.
You hear about a note? Maybe. You are of great interest to me. That's a very direct question. For the sake of this discussion, let's say I am. Who do you blame for a death? The sword or the swordsman? Crows are swords. So one of our swords is hired out. He and his employees will do their job or die trying. But the crows as a whole have no bias. Ferelden is a busy place. Like, sometimes they really... The people that handle that sort of thing can get real busy. You could say that. So, someone that's crossed our path and lived, well, maybe they could help out. Make some coin. Everyone wins. I hand you a scroll. You read it. If you find out something happens to him, something unfortunate, you don't like what's on the scroll, don't do anything. Maybe he has an accident and someone else tells me all about it. That I cannot, but if you help us out, maybe if that master asks for help, he'll just get silence. Yes? There you go. If that...
Let's get started.
I'm a Crimsonor! Which way you looking, or we'll rip your damned eyes out and piss in your skull! Another round for me, men!
Now we drink more!
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
Now we drink more!
What do you wish of me?
It's so nice to be in civilization. You can't buy Orlesian silks anywhere in Southreach.
Came at me! It's not my fault! Why do you come at me? Yeah, they got to learn not to mess with me. Us. Yeah, they got to learn not to mess with me. Us, right? I mean...
All men are the work of our nature. Those who bring ham?
Yes?
Why?
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not...
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Welcome back. Is there something else you'd like?
What do you wish of me?
On it. Right.
I won't take the blame for this one. This was bad from the... I won't take the blame for this one. This was bad
Let's get
from
started.
Thanks. I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
Magic exists to serve man and never.
On it.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
Yes, make it quick. I knew it. Well?
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas.
miniature Gollum dolls.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orthamar.
On it. Let's get started. Delightful.
Oh, thank you, Maker. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough. Right.